If you believe you have any information pertaining to this case, you are urged to call the Economy Borough Police on 724-869-7877. You may instead email them at mobrien@economyboroughpd.com. On the afternoon of the 12th of December 2014, a teenager walking home from school caught sight of what he thought was a dead animal in a wooded residential area alongside Mason Road in Economy Borough, Beaver County, Pennsylvania. Upon further inspection, he discovered that the animal was actually a severed human head. The teenager promptly called 911, reportedly stating, "I found a human head," quite calmly. The road along which the head was found, which is not frequently travelled, would have been easily accessible from the Interstate 79 and the State Route 65. Upon further examination, it was discovered that the head had been professionally embalmed. When the eyelids, sealed shut by tan-coloured plastic eye caps, were opened, it was found that the eyes had been gouged out and replaced with red rubber balls. It is believed that whoever severed the head from the body had some anatomical knowledge. The embalming method was consistent with that of a funeral home, and the eye caps found over her empty sockets were the type used in funeral homes. Police determined that the head had been deliberately placed in the woods, rather than falling from a passing vehicle or being brought there by animals. It is estimated that the head remained undiscovered in that spot for 1 to 4 weeks, and there was no sign of animal activity, likely because the embalming fluid would have made the flesh unappealing. The cause of death remains unascertained, though law enforcement does not suspect foul play. The exact post-mortem interval is unknown, though it was determined that the individual had likely been dead for less than a decade. As of April 2020, the rest of the body has not been found and the decedent remains unidentified. The head was found to have belonged to a woman of Caucasian descent, who was between 40 and 80 years old at the time of her death, most likely older than 50. She had short, curled grey or whitish-grey hair, 2 moles on one of her cheeks, a full set of teeth, and extensive dental care. A dental x-ray revealed that work had been done on every single tooth. In one of her teeth was a filling compound that was unavailable to dentists before the year of 2004, which meant that she had likely died sometime thereafter. Though her dental work was, quote, "well done," it had only been performed once her dental problems became necessary to treat. This suggests that she may have been a lower-income individual. At the time of her death, she had trace amounts of lidocaine and atropine in her system. Lidocaine is an antiarrhythmic agent, and atropine is used to treat certain types of bradycardia, suggesting that she may have been afflicted by a heart problem. This heart problem may have contributed to or caused her demise. An article published by Reuters in 2017 states the following. Quote, "Toxicology tests also suggest the woman may have suffered from chronic pain and that paramedics tried to resuscitate her around the time of her death." Unquote. Authorities suspect that she had been embalmed in a funeral home and someone, quote, "intervened before burial." Early on in the investigation, investigators checked to see if any local grave sites had been disrupted and found that they hadn't. They thought that her eyes being replaced meant that they may have been donated, so they then attempted to track down organ donors. Unfortunately, that search also turned up empty, as no DNA database of organ donors exists, and organ donation organizations were unable to share their records with law enforcement due to privacy restrictions. Isotope testing has been performed. The results of this testing were released in late 2015. Her isotopes revealed that for 7.5 months prior to her death, she had been living a transient lifestyle, moving 3 or 4 times. About 7 months prior to her death, she resided in an area ranging from southwestern Pennsylvania, the eastern counties of Ohio, northern counties of West Virginia and Maryland, central Pennsylvania, eastern New York, and parts of the Beaver County area. For about 2 months in the 6 to 4 month period before her death, she was predicted to have resided in an area geographically consistent with the Allegheny Mountains. This includes counties of Pennsylvania in the Allegheny Mountains, extending into northeastern West Virginia and northwestern Maryland. For the last 3 months of her life, she resided in the same geographical area she was predicted to reside in at 7 months prior to her death. This area encompasses central and eastern Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, and Ohio, extending north along Lake Erie and into New York at Lake Ontario. Her isotopes also revealed that she had likely grown up in western Pennsylvania, west of Beaver County. One of law enforcement's theories is that whoever severed the woman's head from her body and removed her eyes was involved in the black market organ trade. The way in which her head was severed is consistent with those purchased from so-called body brokers, though this is just a theory. What little DNA that could be collected from the woman had been compromised by the embalming process and is unfortunately insufficient for profiling. Due to this, it's likely that her dentals are the only thing that can be used to make a positive identification, unless a better DNA sample is obtained in the future. Multiple missing people have been ruled out as being this decedents. As always, these rule-outs will be listed in the description. Thank you to Gen Kaneshiro for suggesting that I cover this case. I've been wanting to talk about this lady ever since I stumbled across a write-up of her case on Reddit, so I'm glad you suggested her to me. Again, if you believe you have any information pertaining to this case, you are urged to call the Economy Borough Police on 724-869-7877. Or email them at mobrien@economyboroughpd.com. Thank you very much for giving Beaver County Jane Doe's case a moment of your day.